everybody, and welcome back to another Mediocre Monday. I am your host, MrBevers. That's right, we're back again with 5 of the most mediocre sets ever printed in Magic's history. Of course, that is a subjective statement, as we all know. If you haven't heard the spiel before, you're hearing it again now, or you're hearing it for the first time. And that is that these were the sets that I put out votes for, and these got the most votes for some of the most mediocre or worst sets ever printed in Magic's history. You might think, no, I loved Born of the Gods. No, I loved Dragon Maze. I love Saviors of Kamigawa. Like, you know, there's people out there that love Homelands and Fallen Empires as well, right? I mean, it's going to be a subjective statement. This is more of a broad brush we're stroking here with, and that is that out of the majority of folks, these are the 5 sets that got the most attention when I asked, what's some of the worst sets that you've ever heard of, or have you ever played with, or opened, or the things that you were least excited about when they came out, right? And these were the 5 that got the most votes. There were some others that, were close, and a few other sets that got mentioned, but the price range of those boxes for some of those sets was like way above what I wanted for this series, so we didn't go down that road. For instance, Chronicles. Chronicles is a very good example. The price of a box of Chronicles these days is quite a bit more than what you would be willing to, like, basically it costs almost as much as all of these sets as a full box of all of these sets. So, like, you know, I can't really justify having Chronicles in the series because of that type of thing, especially since you're not going to pull that kind of value out of that kind of box to make it worth that price. So, anyway, moving on. What we're doing here is a little bit of a giveaway. If you're new to the show and new to the series, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy this little Kraken Packs video. We're going to get right into it here. And what it is if you leave a comment on this video down below, letting me know what you think next week, which of these 5 sets do you think next week will have the highest cost red, instant, or sorcery? Highest cost, red, instant, or sorcery. Okay, so we're talking highest converted mana cost, okay? Red, instant, or sorcery, okay? That's what we're doing, and we're doing mono colors, okay? One of the comments came up from one of my patrons and one of my longtime viewers about when we do the competition for how many of a certain color of card come out of a pack. They mentioned, why not give multicolor cards half a point? So that you have sets like Dragon's Maze, Saviors, Born of the Gods that can have multicolored cards that can then those cards can get included, but only for half a point instead of 1 point, so that they aren't going to be astronomical. Because, like, I think last week or 2 weeks ago when we did Dragon's Maze, it could have had like a whole bunch of green cards in it, or whatever. What was it? Most number of blue cards? Yeah. The most number of blue cards, Dragon's Maze and Born of the Gods, I think could have had a lot if we had included the multicolored cards. But because it didn't have any. Right? Like I think it had like 2 or 3 and that was it. So lots of options. But so next week, leave your comment below. Let me know which set you think will have the highest converted mana cost, mono red, instant, or sorcery. Okay? Mono red, instant, or sorcery. This week we're doing the lowest cost black, instant, or sorcery from one of these sets. We're going to open up the packs from most number of votes to least number of votes. So we'll start with that, but quickly, a word from our sponsors, and our sponsors are you guys, the patrons and the viewers. Thank you for being here. Thanks for watching. If you want to help support the channel, you can do so over on the Patreon, like all those fine folks. You do get rewards like bundles, booster boxes, all that kind of stuff. Most of my MTG tiers that help support the channel give you a grab bag of cards every month. You'll get some rares, you'll get some uncommons and commons, you'll get a foil, you'll get a common or uncommon worth $1 or more guaranteed in every bundle or every grab bag. And if you roll over your subscription on Patreon each month, you get a pull from the patron pile. And the patron pile is a pile of cards that I put together from essentially my openings every Wednesdays. Any card that I open in that series on Wednesday that is $1 or more goes into the patron pile. Every patron at one of my magic tiers or higher gets a pull from the pile, basically, provided it's stated on Patreon that you get that. Right? So all the Patreon tiers mention which ones get patron pile pulls. The triple P is really messing me up. The patron pile pulls are noted on Patreon, And so that matters there. You can see it all there if you're unfamiliar with that. My Wednesday series was normally One of Everything Wednesdays. Because of COVID-19 and all the shutting down of everything, stores aren't really open, so I can't really get out to them to buy One of Everything. So it's kind of on hiatus at the moment, but I am finding a creative way, hopefully, I think, to add some cards of value and note into the pile so that it continues to be able to be handed out to everybody once a month. So check that out, and without further ado, let's get right into it. Saviors of Kamigawa is first with 14 votes. Enough about me and enough about the patrons and all that stuff. Let's get right in. So what we're looking for is the lowest cost black instant or sorcery. So we've got a Spirit card here in black, not really an instant or sorcery. So we're going to put that down here. We've got a Moonwing Moth, white, a Key Underling, Moonbow Illusionist, Inner Calm, Outer Strength. Okay, we've got a Kajmaro's Clutch, black enchantment. We've got Dosen's Oldest Chant. We've got Nat Miser. Ooh, a nice low black cost creature. We're looking for instants and sorceries, unfortunately. Araba Mothrider, Inner Fire, Murmurs from Beyond. Ah, there we go. 3 cost instant or sorcery. Footsteps of the Goryo. Goryo? I guess that's how you pronounce it. So 3 mana instant or sorcery is what it is to beat at the moment. We got Descendants of Kiyomaro. We've got Feral Lightning. And then we have Ayumi, the Last Visitor. Spirit, 7/3, Legendary Landwalk. What a weird thing to have. What a weird thing to have. Mattered in this set, because there were a number of legendary lands and stuff, but just a weird thing to have. We're on to Born of the Gods. Born of the Gods next, with 10 votes. Born of the Gods with 10 votes. So now remember, we're looking for black instants and sorceries, low cost. We've got War Chanter of Mogus. We've got Revoke Existence, Scouring Sands, Charging Badger, Floodtide Serpent, Fellhide Brawler, Claim of Erebos, enchantment, not instant or sorcery, Deepwater Hypnotist, Nyxborn Shieldmate, Fall of the Hammer, Archetype of Imagination, Thunder Brute, Mischief and Mayhem, ooh, Brimaz. Well, there's a Brimaz, but unfortunately we didn't even hit a black instant or sorcery out of this pack. So Born of the Gods not even in the running this week. There's our land and our token. My goodness, Born of the Gods just pooping out there in this competition. Sweet Brimaz, not so much in the rest of the things here. Dragon Maze is next, actually, with 5 votes. Dragon Maze had 5 votes this week. 3 is the number to beat. That's pretty easy to beat. Let's see. Riot Piker, Boros Cluestone, Rakdos Drake, Runner's Bane, Vishino First Blade, Mind Static, Murmuring Phantasm, Riot Control, Punish the Enemy, Deputy of Acquittals, Bronzebeak Moa, Ascendant Lawmage, War Leader's Helix, and Blood Scrivener as our rare. And Rakdos Guildgate with an ad card. Woo, toss. So again, another set here with no black instant or sorcery. Wow. Okay, well, Homelands is next with 5 votes as well. The reason we opened Dragon Maze before Homelands with 5 votes is because Dragon Maze had more votes last week than Homelands did. So let's see. Can Homelands find a black instant or sorcery for less than 3? Rebecca, Wizard Savant. My goodness. Okay, we've got Drudge Spell. It's a spell, but it's an enchantment. Sorry. Not quite. Anaba Bodyguard. Reef Pirates. Clockwork Swarm. Anaba Shaman. Abbey Matron. Lapping Lizard. And that's it. Again, look at this. We've only opened one black instant or sorcery out of every pack so far this week. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Let's, why are you giving me grief? Random pack of cards. Ooh, I see that card. This card takes me back. Breeding Pit. This is the card that you needed to have to make Lord of the Pit kick around, right? Stick around and not murder you. Breeding Pit. Icacian Phalanx. It's an enchantment, yeah. Okay, creature. Combat Medic, creature. Brassclaw Orcs. Icacian Javelineers. Merzine, or whatever. Dwarven Soldier. And High Tide. Well then, so we only hit one instant or sorcery this week that even falls into the category. Not even is it the lowest. We hit a single instant or sorcery. Now, here's what I'll tell you. If we ever have a week where none of the packs fall into the category that we've selected for that week, each set will be considered the winner. I'm saying it right now. You can hold me to it, okay? If we hit a week where none of the packs meet the criteria for the giveaway that week, everybody who voted for a set will get a chance to win that pack that week. Okay? That's how we're going to do it. So, Saviors of Kamigawa is the winner by default. You know, just your favorite words. Default. 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 Winner by default. So we're just going to put these off to the side over here, like so that I can keep those separated. You know, you got to keep them separated, right? That's the term that everyone uses. All right, so now we need to go through our list here and see who our lucky folks were that voted correctly. So we've got, of course, our big pile of names right here. There they are. And our first up is CF. So let's find CF. CF. Or Dr. Cause. It's the same person. I double checked. So it is the same person. So, okay. And then we got Guro Wikwiz. Where are you? Ghost Unit. There we go. Guro Wikwiz. And then we got Jonathan. Look at that. There you are right there. Boom. Found you. Okay, and then we've got Kairu. And then we have Kazan. Boom. And then we have Kulin Fro. Boom. And then we have Marc Antoine. All right. And then we've got Matt O. Where are you, Matt O? There you are. And then we've got Mike A. And I think, did I see MTG Hermit on this list? Yeah, MTG Hermit. Okay. We need Mike A. Where are you, Mike A? There's Mike A. Perfect. And then we need Robert. And then we need Sean Knight. And then we need Tom. And then we need Virvel. Do we have another card for Virvel? Virvel? I don't know how. Like, Vivel sent me an email with their mailing address and everything from last week, and gave me a lesson on pronunciation of their name. And I know I've got an extra E in this one because when I wrote it wrong. But it's like you put the more pronounced emphasis on the L, so it's like Vivel. Vivel, I guess, is how you pronounce it, instead of Virvel. Like, so there's no hard R in the middle, it's Vivel, I'm guessing. And I think that's where you're trying to get me to lean. I don't know, but maybe that's where it is you were trying to get me to. Because it's like it's for whirlwind is what it stands for, or it's like part of the word for whirlwind in Virvel's native tongue. So that's cool. cool. So anyway, we've got 14 people. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 fine folks in the pile. So the question is what do we do here? We've got 14, which is a large number of people. Let's just do like this, I guess. Sure. And then we'll just separate everybody into several piles here. And then we'll shuffle it all up again. And I think what we're going to do is we'll do the magic that we normally do. And that is, because we have such a large number, we don't, like, we could roll a D8 and just, and then eliminate people that way. But, like, I don't know how I feel about that. I think what I want to do is I'm going to do 2 piles because we have such a large number. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, this is how I used to do things. I would separate people into 2 piles like this, right? We would roll a D6. Let's find our trusty D6, okay? So on an odd number, we'll keep this pile because this is the left side. And on an even number, we will keep the right side and we'll eliminate the side we don't roll, okay? So that's how we're going to do this. All right, ready? So we've got an even number. That's a 6. Then a spike feeder 6. And the reason I know the spike feeder is a 6 is because the 1 is on the other side. So the spike feeder is a 6. So that means we're going to eliminate this pile. So unfortunately, none of you folks get to win this week. And then now we have a good number. This is 7. So what we'll do now is we'll roll our trusty D8. And because of this, okay, because we have these 2 piles now, if I roll an 8 on this, we'll swap the piles. Okay, do you see what I'm saying? So if we roll an 8, it means that that pile really should have been the one that was laid out here, and then we'll roll the D8 again for those 7 cards. And if not, one of these 7 people are going to win. That's how we do it. That's how we run this. Look at that, 7. Didn't really roll, but there it is. So unfortunately, it wasn't Kairu. It wasn't Mark Antoine. It wasn't Matthew O. It wasn't Kulin Fro. It wasn't MTG Hermit. And it wasn't Jonathan. It was, in fact, there are 8 people out there that are like, oh my gosh, he didn't read my name. Remember, 7 of you are over in that pile. It was, in fact, Guro Wikwiz. Congratulations, Guro Wikwiz. You are the lucky winner, and I always mispronounce your name, and you did mention in the comments last week that you don't mind that I mispronounce your name, so I appreciate that. I'm glad that you enjoy my mispronunciation of your name, and it doesn't bring you offense. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Congratulations, Guro Wikwiz. Make sure you shoot an email to the on-screen email now to get me your mailing address. Just remember that because of all the COVID stuff that's going on right now, mailing outside of Canada is kind of like very wishy-washy. So if you're outside of Canada, I'm going to be holding on to your cards for now until things sort of settle a bit more and we're able to ship internationally outside of Canada properly. Now, shipping to the US is still technically open, but I've had a number of patrons and stuff say that they didn't get their bags, their grab bags from March that got shipped out just before all of the lockdown and everything happened. So I don't want to risk shipping things to the US that don't need to be shipped right now. So as long as you're okay with it, I'm going to hold on to your cards until the shipping gets back into a better condition. And basically what happens is I just take this little baggie right here, like so. And I put these cards into this little baggie like this. And I put your card in there with it, like this. And then I put it off to the side here with all of the other ones that I have stashed. So now they're all together, and we're good to go. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for voting. Don't forget to leave your votes below for next week. You are looking for the, what did we say? The highest cost instant or sorcery that is mono red. Mono red, highest cost, instant sorcery. Okay? Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I have been your host, MrBevers. And as always, may your pulls ever be better.